It is 10 minutes after 10, and we have Mrs. Chick, Mr. Hernandez, Ms. Misakowski, Mr. Padilla. We have 5 members present. We need 5 more for a quorum. Mr. Branson, Mr. Fuhrer, Ms. Galanter, Mr. Holden, Mr. Pacheco, Mr. Ridley Thomas, Mr. Savonich, Mr. Wax. Please come to the council. Will the council please come to order? We have some presentations. We're going to start with the presentations. Let me point out that this is will be a meeting of the City Council for the City of Los Angeles on the 11th day of February, the year 2000. There are 15 council districts in the city. The regular meeting days are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We are currently being viewed by cable subscribers throughout the Los Angeles area on Channel 35, and we're also being monitored by council phone. So with that, we will start with some presentations, and I'm going to call upon Ms. Sikowski and then Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is another day where we are honoring a longtime city employee, someone with whom I have worked for a number of my years in the city, and this is Mr. Jim Caprillion. Jim is now the Assistant Deputy Superintendent of Buildings for the Department of Building and Safety, and he's going to be retiring next week after 34 years of service to the City of LA. He began his career as a civil engineering assistant with the Department of Building and Safety in 1965, and he was promoted to various positions, moving on up the ladder. I got to work with him an awful lot when he was the division manager for the West Los Angeles Building and Safety Department, and helped us through lots of thorny problems, and a lot of good things happened. He's effectively served the Department of Building and Safety in a variety of those functions, has always been known and recognized for his technical expertise and his ability to be a problem solver to help put those things together. He is well admired by by customers who come through the counter, by his peers in the department for both his analytical skills and his ability to resolve those difficult situations. He earned a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of California at Los Angeles and a master's degree from USC. So he's, again, was well versed in sort of balance and solving a lot of those problems as well.
Always wins a big game.
Very good. He's also a civic leader. Aside from doing his work here in the city, he has served as a planning commissioner and a member of the Board of Zoning Appeals in the city of Manhattan Beach. So he's seen it from both sides in terms of being the person who provides technical knowledge and then the person who sits in judgment on projects and problems brought together by citizens in a community. And he is a member of the Structural Engineer Association of Southern California, the Masonic Lodge, and the Shriners. And now that he's looking forward to retirement, he will continue his civic involvement. That won't stop, but he will have time for a lot more of those hobbies like skiing and golfing and other fine things. So therefore, I would like to have the City Council join with me in adopting this resolution, thanking Jim and commending him for his 34 years of outstanding service and conscientious service. And I think an indication of that is, just look behind me. These are other employees with whom Jim has worked in his 34 years in the city, in the Department of Building and Safety, and I can't think of a finer tribute or anything more that needs to be said than to look behind me and see who is here joining Jim today from his peers, his colleagues, and his friends throughout the city, and the City Building and Safety Department in particular. So Jim, congratulations.
Cindy, thank you very much.
Mrs. Chick.
Yes, I preempted, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say, having worked very closely with Jim, that every word that was just said is extremely accurate. And in particular, I remember our work on the home occupation ordinance. And while there were times when you disagreed with me, I always had incredible respect for you because you are one of those rare city employees that knew your stuff and that had the courage to stand up and fight for what you believed was right. And so with great respect and fondness, I wish you luck. I'm very sad. Last week it was Phil and now you, but I know that you'll go upward and onward, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
On behalf of many of the Department of Building and Safety managers who joined me today, again, I want to thank Jim for a job well done, 34 years of honorable service, many functions, and I want to wish Jim and Barbara a very happy and healthy and long retirement. I know that they have already picked out and bought their home in Reno, and I wish them well and thank him for a job well done. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much for those kind words. I think all of my colleagues behind me are here to make sure that I go. It's been a wonderful career. I started with the city at a time when City Hall it wasn't the tallest building. We had one building that had been built that exceeded the 13-story limit that had been in restriction. But those were the two tallest buildings. Now we have this magnificent skyline here, something that we are all proud of. It has been a roller coaster ride. We've served through several earthquakes. We've had the civil disturbances. We've had the fires, the floods, landslides. But through it all, it's been just a great experience working with all my colleagues in the department, working with the public and the various developers and builders and just the homeowners, the people that come in and just have a problem getting a bedroom addition or something like that, to see this magnificent city grow the way that it has. And it's with mixed feelings that I leave. I've probably worked with mostly everyone at one time around the horseshoe here. And on various things, and it's always been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Cindy?
Let's go back and have some pictures.
Thank you, Ms. Miskowski. Jim, maybe we won't have all those problems then, now that you're leaving,
Are you implying that I was the cause of them?
especially the earthquake.
Jim, let's go back. We'll have some pictures taken.
Call the roll.
Burton, Chick, Furyk, Lanter, Goldberg, Hernandez, Holden, Miskowski, Pacheco, Padilla, Ridley, Thomas, Thorne, Wax, Walters, Ferraro, 11 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Okay, the first order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Mr. Galanter moves, Mr. Hernandez seconds. There's no objections, unanimous vote. The next item,
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
if there's no objections, unanimous vote. Mr. Hernandez, you have a presentation?
Mr. President, members of the council, this is the time of year that I get to say Gung Ai Fa Choi, and it's in recognition of Chinese New Year's. And I have someone here who I'd like to call up. She wasn't expecting me to call her up, but Ada Wang from the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, if she'll please come up. She's the president, but I'd like her to make this presentation with me, if she doesn't mind. Good morning. This is the year of the dragon.
Yes, it is.
And,
4698.
Ada just reminded me it's 4698 for those of you who are keeping count. And the reality is it's the 101st celebration of the Chinatown Parade. And every year as part of this celebration in our community, you need to understand it's a great celebration at recognizing that community that's part of our culture, part of our city. There is basically ambassadors that are selected through a process who basically go throughout the city of Los Angeles and different locations to be ambassadors of goodwill. And these ambassadors are represented by the Chinatown Queen and her court. On January 29th at the Regal Biltmore Hotel, these women were selected as the ambassadors for this year, and they will be playing that role throughout the year. And you need to understand that they go to many functions. They were just recently at the Chinatown Library, and all the kids wanted their autographs. And then they turned around and thanked them for being there and serving them as role models. So I would like to introduce at this time the 2000 Miss Los Angeles Chinatown, Dana Yee, and she'll say a few words and introduce her court to you.
Hi, Ada. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First off, I would like to introduce my court.
We have First Princess Esther Chang. We have Second Princess Cheryl Shi. Third Princess Queen Wei. And Fourth Princess Angela Fong. On behalf of myself, my court, and Chinatown, we would just like to thank the council and especially Mr. Hernandez for his fabulous job and all of his support to the Chinese community. Hopefully in the future, as it has been in the past, we will have all of your support, including Mr. Hernandez, with up-and-coming new projects. An especially important project to us is the new Chinatown Library, so hopefully, with your help, it will be a great success. We would also like to extend an invitation to all of you to come and join us for the Chinese New Year Parade and Carnival this weekend held in Chinatown. Thank you very much.
We have a certificate we want to present to each one, and Fred will bring them up. I just wanted everybody to know that, for example, Dana Yee is 22 years old. She basically attends Joe Blasco Makeup Center West, and she's majoring in special effects makeup, and she's the queen. Thank you. Then we have, okay, excuse me, I'm sorry. First Princess Esther Chang, she's 20 years old, attending the University of California at Los Angeles, majoring in psychology and pre-law. Then we have Second Princess Cheryl Shi, she's 18 years old, attends Saddleback Community College, majoring in psychology. And then we have Third Princess Queen Wei. Did I say that right? Wei. She's 21, attends USC, and she's majoring in business information systems. Business information. And the next person is the fourth princess, Angela Wei Fong, age 22, attends UC Irvine, UCLA, majoring in social science. Now, Mr. President, members of the council, it's my honor to also present the winners of the 2000 Little King and Little Queen contest. And as you see them all here, my notes say they're the jewels of Chinatown. And I also think that the Queen and her court are the future of Chinatown, and these are the future of Chinatown. As we're coming up on the library and the elevator, one of my staff people, because they weren't wearing their crowns, made the mistake of calling the Little King the Little Prince, and he promptly corrected him. And so I'd like to start by honoring and recognizing the Little King of Chinatown, Mr. Jordan Dang. And then we have the Little Queen, Michelle Hua. Is that right? Hua? Okay. Michelle. And then we have the Little Prince, Brian James Wee. That's a nice tuxedo. And the Little Princess, Samantha Suhu. Tomorrow is the Chinatown New Year's Parade, or the Chinese New Year's Parade. To start at 1 o'clock, there'll be a VIP reception downstairs here below City Hall to the south. And we're all invited to participate, and it's going to be a tremendous celebration. So that everybody knows this coming year, they will be attending a lot of events. Not only are we talking about the parade and the Moon Festival and the many cultural festivals that happen in Chinatown, but you also have, they just finished the 5K, 10K run. They also have the Los Angeles Cycling Challenge that goes on in Chinatown. Some of the things the city can take some pride of working with the community of Chinatown is we're going to have the groundbreaking for the Chinatown Library. We're also going to have, for the first time, the Chinatown Gateway, which has been fully funded, and we're hoping to have groundbreaking for that in August on Broadway by Sunset Boulevard. In March, we're celebrating another gateway, but the Buena Vista Bridge, which is one of the most historical bridges of the city on North Broadway, has been opened, and it includes observation towers, as well as historical lighting and preservation. It was a national demonstration project. A lot is going on in Chinatown. And again, we expect these ambassadors of goodwill to be at a lot of these events. I want to take the time to thank the Chamber of Commerce for the work they've been doing. They're trying to create a BID, and a lot of times we hear about the interest that's going on in Chinatown, but a tremendous amount of activity going on there. And again, it's the leadership and the role models that are making it happen. So again, thank you all very much, and you're all welcome to the parade. And don't forget, it's Gung Ai Fat Choi. This is the Year of the Dragon. Thank you very much.
The chair recognizes Mrs. Chick for a presentation.
Right up here. Colleagues, I take great pleasure today in introducing to you a representative of a really outstanding corporate citizen in the city of Los Angeles, and that is Baskin-Robbins and their newer Togo's Sandwich Shops. This is Karen Setzer, and she is the field marketing manager for both Togo Sandwich Shops and Baskin-Robbins. She's been working with them for more than 7 years and manages more than 400 stores throughout Southern California. As you all know, blood supplies, blood donations throughout our hospitals in Southern California are at a critically low level. Karen has been working closely with the Southern California Recruitment Alliance, a consortium of 16 major hospital-based blood donor centers, and she has been the driving force behind a very successful blood drive that Baskin-Robbins has participated in. It's known as the Pint for Pint Blood Drive Program. And this has been a way for Baskin-Robbins to participate in and encourage those much-needed blood donations. Over 5,000 ice cream certificates have been issued since just December, making this program extremely successful and important. Karen is also involved in a community-based program called Read for Life, another very important program to our community. It's a literacy program that encourages elementary school children to learn to read. Students from the 2 top classrooms in terms of reading of each school are rewarded with a lunch from Togo's and Baskin-Robbins ice cream cone certificates. Karen's work with the community is invaluable. Her representation of Baskin-Robbins and Togo Sandwich Shop is an example of the kind of corporate, citizen, and community involvement that we would like all of our businesses to participate in, much less to lead, as Karen has done. And so our favorite kind of certificate, a happiness truly is Karen Setzer, Baskin-Robbins, the Pint for Pint program, February 2000. Congratulations, Karen, and thank you. Thank you. Want to say something? raise this to your level.
Thank you. This is really quite an honor to be invited here on behalf of Baskin-Robbins. Baskin-Robbins was founded over 50 years ago in Glendale and has been a really strong presence in the community ever since then, with now more than 250 stores in just the Los Angeles area alone. And we look for as many ways to get involved with the community as possible. Our individual Baskin-Robbins franchisees work with their local communities through their local schools and sports teams and any other nonprofit organizations possible. And then I, along with my counterparts across the country, look for ways for Baskin-Robbins to get involved on a larger scale with programs such as the Pint for Pint program. And the Pint for Pint program is really a perfect way for us to give back to the community and recognize people that are willing to step up and help make a difference by rewarding them with that free pint of Baskin-Robbins ice cream. So I'm really glad we were able to do this program, and I look forward to other programs that we will be able to participate in the future. Thank you again for having me here today, and please make sure to enjoy the Baskin-Robbins ice cream cake that I brought with me. It features our...
Now you got their attention.
It features our February flavor of the month, which is Love Potion 31. So, yeah, so enjoy, and thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much, Karen.
The chair recognizes the President of the City Council of the City of Los Angeles, the Honorable John Ferraro.
Mr. President, members of the council, today, as we have done in the past, the Los Angeles City Council is officially commemorating National Engineers Week, which is celebrated during the week following the George Washington birthday. I have a council resolution to present to several leaders here for the engineering profession joining us this morning. I'd like to recognize Mr. Stan Sizak. Stan, good to see.
Tim Somas is here.
Who's worked for the city engineer's office for how long now?
30 years.
30 years. Well, he's just still an apprentice. And is the president of the Institute for the Advancement of Engineering. The Institute promotes the engineering profession and encourages our young students and minority groups to become engineers and scientists. Mr. Tim Thomas is this year's chairman of the Engineers Week. Is he here?
No, he wasn't able.
Okay. And he is hosting the annual Engineers Award banquet. Also with us this morning are Mr. Harry Strube. Staub? Okay, stand up, Harry. President of the Los Angeles Council of Engineers and Scientists, Mr. Jacob Lipa. President of the Consulting Engineers and Land Surveyors of California, and Mr. Sam Cermak. Sarah. He's the president of the Orange County Engineers Council. I'd also like to recognize our city engineer, Mr. Vitaly Tolan, and Mr. Andrew Edelman, our general manager of the Building and Safety. Andrew. And there are several other city employees here that will be honored at the award banquet. I'd like to present this resolution to Stan Sizek. Stan, we want to present this to you, and let me just read the resolved part that the Los Angeles City Council joins with the mayor in proclaiming February 19th through 26th, the year 2000, as National Engineers Week in the city of Los Angeles. I present this to you and congratulate all of you on the good work that you do for not only our city, but for the engineers and scientists and young people especially that you're trying to promote in this field. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. President Ferraro and council members, drop this down a little. Really, it's always exciting coming before the city council, and today it's especially fun since we're being honored for National Engineers Week. I am the president this year of the Institute for the Advancement of Engineering, and the gentleman that Councilman Ferraro introduced and myself collectively represent some 50 professional organizations and over 100,000 engineers and scientists throughout Southern California. And in fact, this tribute from the council is an honor to them. We do have an Engineers Awards banquet each year during National Engineers Week, and the council resolution will be prominently displayed and viewed by several hundred of the best and brightest in the profession at the banquets. And among those being honored this year at the awards banquet are our city engineer, Mr. Troyan, and our general manager of building and safety, Mr. Edelman, along with several city employees. And what I'd like to do is ask Mr. Troyan and Mr. Edelman to come up, introduce the employees, and say just a few words. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. We can raise it back up now.
We'll get it for Harry. Yeah, right.
President Ferraro and members of the council, it's a great pleasure to be here at the end of Engineers Week to recognize 3 employees who represent the best and the brightest of the Bureau of Engineering. Every year, the Bureau delivers 100 to 200 projects totaling approximately $200 million for the citizens of Los Angeles. When you don't hear about these projects, it's because of the people who are standing behind me. I'd like to introduce Isam Amaragi. Isam? Isam is developing internet-based permit applications to be used by all of the development community and all permit applicants throughout the entire city. So every mile that isn't driven, every carcinogen that isn't released into the atmosphere, every contractor who receives his permit in hours instead of days will be thanking Isam as we honor him today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Rory Shaw. Rory? When the sewer collapses in the middle of the night, when the street follows the sewer, and you don't hear about it, it's because Rory got the phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning, mobilized the contractors, got out in the field, filled the hole, paved over it, and hopefully had it done before anybody noticed. So Rory, thank you for your work. And Mike Scholl. Mike? When the Democratic Convention comes to town and they go to the Pico Garnier block and find that all of the buildings have been seismically braced, that the entire area has been rebuilt and improved, they won't know that millions of dollars were spent and that the project was planned, designed, and constructed in less than 12 months. But Mike Scholl will know because he's the person in charge of doing it. Thank you, Mike. These 3 people are 3 of many of the 1,000 employees that we could have brought here and filled this hall and spent the entire day regaling you with the successes of our young engineers, and we hope to continue doing so in the future. Thank you for your time.
And Andrew has already made a speech this morning, so he's a little shy. But anyway, I want to thank all of you for being here, and congratulations, and keep up the good work. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President, and our congratulations to Los Angeles' Corps of Engineers here. Congratulations, one and all. I believe the next presentation, Mr. Padilla. Chair recognizes Councilman Padilla for a presentation.
You're an engineer, come on in. Here we are, folks, right here, please.
Look at Roger and smile.
Thank you, Mr. President, colleagues. Sometimes it's said that no news is good news, and I think that our Y2K rollover was a great example of that. And so I wanted to recognize some of the people who were involved in the city's preparations and the city's activity in making the rollover weekend for the city of Los Angeles such a great success. If I can call forward Frank Martinez, Ella Stanley, and Bob Canfield. How can I forget those names? Councilman, how are you? Councilman, thanks for coming. Now, my first desire was to recognize every city employee that was part of the Y2K preparations and work, but we'd be here for weeks if you were going to recognize everybody individually. So as much as it pains me, we had to go through the painful process of selecting the few, the handful, who really took the lead on overseeing the city's efforts. And these three gentlemen certainly stood out, not only because of their work during that weekend, but the work over the months and the years leading up to Y2K. Certainly their work down in the EOC, their work before my committee, and their work with all the different departments throughout the city. So on the city's behalf and the council's behalf, I wanted to recognize these three gentlemen for their hard and tenacious work. Frank Martinez.
Thank you, Councilman.
Ellis. And Bob. Frank, would you like to add a few words?
Mr. President, members of the council, thank you, Councilman Padilla. I stand here today not as an individual receiving this commendation, but as a representative of thousands of city employees that worked countless hours to ensure the success of the Y2K project. As the councilman said, they were really too numerous to mention, but I did want to cite a few. First, the staff of the Information Technology Agency, who really took the lead on the technical portion of the project. The General Manager, Jesse Warros, Executive Sponsor, Dennis Frady, and the Project Manager, Emmy Yanis. All the contingency planners, headed by Ellis Stanley and his group. The departmental project coordinators for Y2K. Our private sector partners, led by the Candle Corporation and their chairman, Aubrey Chernick, who helped us reach out to the broader community and prepare for Y2K. Finally, I would like to mention specifically my immediate project staff, Jung Kim, our project records manager and librarian, my secretary, Ella Cruz, who was the project secretary, William Diaz, our student worker, Ron Gerhardt, who did a lot of internet work, and finally, the heart and soul of the project, my deputy director, Kevin Corcoran, who really brought a lot of organization to the project. Finally, I'd like to thank Mayor Reardon and his support, Councilman Padilla, our current chair of ITGS, and our former chair, Mark Ridley Thomas, who admonished me a few times when we were grading our departments. He said C's and D's weren't acceptable. Well, I think we passed this course with flying colors. Thank you all.
Councilman Padilla and all members of the council, I too would like to echo what Frank has said, and really to thank Frank. We made national notoriety in what we were doing here as a city, and it was not only picked up by the community, but especially by the national community, and we'd like to thank that. Councilman Hernandez indicated that we were at 4998, which means we are getting ready now for Y5K, because the experience was such a positive experience, and every city department actually participated 100%, and we appreciate that. And I too echo the support from Councilman Padilla and Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And part B of my presentation today, also on the theme of Y2K. In the Northeast Valley, in my district, the 7th Council District, local community activists, local community business representatives, folks from my office came together and formed a Y2K CD7 community task force. As we've seen, and if I can call them forward, those who are able to make it this morning, come on up. Not all of them were able to make it this morning, and as we saw, the rollover was indeed successful, but these folks went the extra mile beyond the commercials, beyond the brochures, beyond just the word of mouth, to get the awareness and the educational level to a point where if something were to have happened, at least I can safely say that the Northeast Valley would have been okay. Those who are with us today, Francisco Uribe. Maritza de Artan. Irma Horvath. W.C. Bird. Jose Garcia. And also the certificates over at my desk, John Messina. So thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you, Community Task Force. You did a great job. Would any of you like to say a few words? On to Y5K.
I just want to thank the councilman for his leadership on behalf of GTE, which is the company that I represent. We really are thankful to him for convening this task force that made our job a lot easier of disseminating information to the residents of the 7th Council District. And so on behalf of our company, we would like to thank him and thank the whole city for their efforts.
Thank you, Councilman Padilla. Well, of course, if GTE is going to say something, Pacific Bell will say thank you very much. And it was a pleasure. No, AT&T is not here. It was a pleasure working in the community, and again, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. And the word from GTE is if anybody needs some extra water, we did a little bit too good of a preparation. But again, thank you very much for your hard work, and on to the next task. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Pacheco.
Good morning, Council President, colleagues. Today I'm here to recognize one of our dedicated employees who's been with the city for 35 years, and she will be retiring very soon. She started out as a clerk typist in the police department in 1965 to her current position as a management analyst, 2, in the city clerk's tax and permit division. Alice Petzold has used her tireless energies and leadership abilities to implement numerous beneficial innovations in the city departments. Her commitment to provide first-rate service to the city is equaled only by her commitment to her family through service in YMCA's Indian Maidens Program, as a soccer mom with the American Youth Soccer Organization, and with her daughter's high school dance and drill teams. Alice, on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, on the occasion of your retirement, I present you with this resolution for your efficient and energetic style, and we will always consider you a part of the city's family and an important part of our success here at the City Clerk's office. Thank you for all your time and dedication to our city.
All I can say is it's been a very unique experience and rewarding, in that I was able to develop friendships that I still have from when I first started. Thank you.
Thank you, colleagues.
Okay, the next item?
Mr. President, item number 1 on the agenda is a item notice for public hearing. This matter is requested to be continued until May 2nd.
If there's no objections, unanimous vote.
Item number 9 requests that this matter be continued till February 18th.
If there's no objection, unanimous vote.
Items number 2 through 6 on the regular agenda are items for which public hearings have been held. There is a amending motion for item number 5.
Okay, any specials? Any specials, 2 through 6? We have an amending motion. Is there any objections to that amending motion? If not, prepare the roll on 2 through 6 and 5 as amended. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Those are approved. Forthwith on number 6. Next item.
Items number 7 through 19 on the regular agenda are items for which public hearings have not been held.
Anybody in the audience?
Item 9 has been acted on.
Yeah. Anybody in the audience wants to be heard on any of those items, 7 through 19? We have no cards, so the public hearing is closed. Any specials by council members? Any special by council members? If not, prepare the roll on 7 through 19 with the exception of 9, which has been continued. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Those are approved. Next item.
Mr. President, item number 20 is on the continuation agenda. That's an item for which public hearing has been held. There is an amending motion.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez, we had the public hearing before, and we had the public hearing last week, and we still have a couple people who want to be heard, but it's up to you.
I think of there from the cupboard, I just would like to acknowledge them, and my understanding there's some people here from TNI. Did they want to speak? Well,
did they have an opportunity to speak before?
The people from the TNI did not have, could I ask, are they opposing it? They're not opposing it? I don't need to be thanked. But I appreciate, one, the people from the CUP that are here, the people from the targeted neighborhoods. I think someone does want to speak. Mr. President, maybe we could allow that individual to speak.
Okay. Who is it?
Who is it? If she wanted to speak. And then I wanted to, we have an amendment to make.
What is your name, please? What is your name?
My name is Maria Valadez, and I'm here in behalf of all the members of the Boyle Heights community, and I'm here to thank the mayor of the city, Mr. Jordan, and the councilman Nick Pacheco and Mike Hernandez, and everybody else involved in the formation of the TNI program. That it has been a beautiful and wonderful program that has improved our community. It has given us a better ways of life and better of everything, because our streets and homes and the people by themselves are behaving better, because we have more police, more lights in the streets and in every place.
Hello.
So we thank you and everybody else involved in it for this program. And I wish, and we all wish from our neighborhood that this program continue. It will be so our neighborhood still improve more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
My name is Dick Higashi. I represent the Harbor Gateway community as a TNI advisory committee member. And I want to thank you, Councilman Hernandez, for keeping the fourth year TNI funding in place. And these funds are very important to us in the community. And some of the evidence that the funding for the TNI can be seen right now, in that we have now some beautiful palm trees along Gardenia Boulevard, as well as we're now in the process of replacing some very poor concrete with new concrete. And we have many more projects in the works, and the TNI funding is very, very, very important to us in the community. Thank you again, Councilman Hernandez.
Thank you. Mr. President, members of the council, there are two amending motions. This is the application.
Mr. Hernandez, you know, we had the public hearing before now. If you people out had an opportunity, so let's move on with this item 20, Mr. Hernandez.
You're here to thank us for the TNI?
Yeah.
My name's... We already had a public hearing.
You got it?
And so we
don't need any thanks. We're very humble.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
A couple of us are tyrants.
Mr. President, members of the council, if I could just take my 3 minutes at this time with your indulgence, Mr. President. One, I'd like to thank the members of the CUP board who are present. And again, they're actively participating in this process. I think that the citizens who came to recognize the work of the TNI also, I want to acknowledge them. Members of the council, this consolidated application, to a large degree, I think the mayor did a lot of work up front in making sure it was a document that was inclusive. At the same time, I need you to know that it was one of the easier application processes I've gone through. Now, the reality of this application, and I want everybody to understand it, is that HUD has basically issued us a letter stating we're not spending our money fast enough. Now, we all know we've had tremendous debate in regards to spending funds on the human service delivery system, and that's an area where the money is being spent. We know that monies that weren't being spent, a lot of it was a process that we've been working on, and that money's going to come online this year. At the same time, we have created, as part of these recommendations, an oversight committee that'll be looking at how that money, what money is being spent, what money is not being spent, and it's because HUD is basically auditing our monies every 90 days. Now, the reason I'm trying to serve notice to everybody about that process is we all understand how important funding is for our capital improvement projects, for our economic development projects, for our housing projects. But the fact that it gets earmarked on a line item doesn't mean it gets spent. And that's what the problem is. And so we have to be working doubly hard to try and make sure that those processes, those obstacles are cleared up so the money can be spent. And I guess what I'm doing as the chairman of the committee is I'm serving notice on everybody that the money that can't be spent is going to be moved to an area where it can be spent. And it's because what HUD is saying is, if Los Angeles needs this money, they should be spending it. And the fact that you're not spending it could jeopardize the amount of funding you receive. And so I just want everybody to be aware of that, because the Oversight Committee is going to be not only the departments that are impacted, but the CAO, the CLA, and the Mayor's office, working in conjunction with my office and Mr. Pacheco's office in trying to make sure we're expediting these expenditures. I say that because many of your projects are on a list that basically is titled Projects Ready to be Spent. There are Prop K projects on that list. There are other projects on that list. What we want to make sure is that money is moved, and those projects, if they're ready to move, get funded. And so monies that's not being moved, that's not being spent, at some point a decision is going to be made to move it to that line item. I just wanted to give you that introduction. There are two amendments on this application. I expect us to adopt them both. I have one amendment for instruction number 11 of the report. It's a verbal amendment, and I'm trying to create an atmosphere of collaboration.
Could we have some quiet, please? Sergeant? If they're too noisy, just ask them to leave the council chamber.
Okay. I'm trying to make sure we create a atmosphere of collaboration, and we do work together in regards to these expenditures and the flow of money and the obstacles that have to be removed in order for that to happen. And so I'd like to amend that as part of the oversight process, where the CLA and the CAO will be playing a role, that we also include the mayor's office. And I'm not saying that the mayor's office should come first. What I'm saying is the three of us should be working together as to how it is that this money can be moved and spent. So as instruction 11, that's also my verbal amendment, so that the mayor's office is included in that process. With that, I ask for a unanimous vote of this application. It has to go to HUD, so we don't have any more time to extend it. And then the real work, I think, is going to happen with this oversight over the next 120 days.
Mr. Pacheco?
I just wanted to rise not only in support of item number 20, but to introduce item 20A and give a little bit of background. One of our commitments to the Department of Labor for the application of the Youth Opportunity Grant was that we would invest $1 million in order to qualify for $48 million. And I believe that it's in our best interest to make sure that we keep that commitment. And in order to do that, we needed to make an amendment since the committee meeting. But thank you, Councilmember Hernandez, for removing A and B already. But I just wanted to reiterate that this is an important project for not only Watts, but also the East Side in getting a job development for our youth. And I would appreciate a unanimous vote on this item.
Okay, we have A and B. Is there any objections to A and B? Seeing none, then we have 20 as amended. Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
And that is approved. Next item.
Item number 21 is a closed session item, so now is the time for public comment and non-agenda items.
Okay, we don't have any cards. Anybody want to be heard on public comment? Seeing none, the public comment period is closed. We are going to go into executive session, so all of you not involved with the executive session, kindly begin to leave the council chamber as we complete the agenda.
We're going to do Kimball, right?
Mr. President, request to be excused from council attendance. Councilmember Ferraro requests to be excused on February 18th for personal business. Meets policy.
All right, Ms. Glanter moves. There's no objections. Unanimous vote.
Motions for posting and referral.
If there's no objections, unanimous vote. Next item. Those of you not involved with the executive session, please leave the council chamber. How are you? How you doing? To see you.
You doing all right?
Back in open session. Is there anything before the council?
The desk is clear.
Okay. Are there any adjourning motions? Any adjourning motions? Do we have any? Would everyone please stand? Mr. Padilla?
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, would request that we adjourn in memory of Sister Ida Peterfy, who founded an order of nuns that survived under Nazi and communist rule in Europe. She died last Tuesday at the Northridge Mother House of her Society Devoted to the Sacred Heart. She was born in Hungary, where she founded her religious education order in 1940. During World War II, she helped hide several Jewish families from the Nazis. And when communists took control of the war, she kept the order together under the cover of a secretarial school. So she was certainly entrepreneurial from a survivalist standpoint. She produced the children's show My Friend Pookie in the early 1970s to carry her message. And in the 1980s, she produced 30 half-hour installments of what was called the Sacred Hearts Kids Club, which are still shown today around the world. She will be missed.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask the council to adjourn in memory of Morley Benjamin, Mr. Benjamin passed at 83 years of age. His company, Morley Construction, constructed hundreds of prominent buildings in Southern California. He made large contributions to many Los Angeles charities and institutions, including the Music Center, the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, City of Hope, and Arthritis Foundation, as well as smaller projects in CD9. His company also donated $25,000 to the Downtown Central Library to rebuild its Science and Technology Department after the devastating 1986 fire. He is survived by his wife Janet, his children Mark, Elizabeth Pendleton, Susan Cairo, Ann, and John Schoenfeld, 9 grandchildren, and several great-grandchildren, and he shall be missed.
Call the roll. The council is adjourned.
You are watching LA City View, Channel